I'll now ask Brigadier Michael Bond, CSC, and Barr, Director General Reserves Army, to present to the conference. Brigadier Bond enlisted in the Queensland University Regiment in 1984 and was commissioned into the Infantry Corps. He served as 36 years as an Army reservist. He's undertaken 4 operational tours of duty, including liaison officer of the Philippine Battalion Group with Interfet in East Timor, and he commanded the Australian forces on a United Nations mission in South Sudan. Brigadier Bond commanded the 5th Brigade, was the Joint Task Force Commander in support of the Invictus Games, and was the Assistant Commander of the 2nd Division. He's been awarded the Conspicuous Service Cross twice. In his civilian career, Brigadier Bond is a horticulturist, a writer, and a lawyer specialising in child protection. Would you please welcome Brigadier Bond?
Sir, thank you. Good afternoon all. I acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which I am speaking to you from, the Jagera and Turrbal peoples, and acknowledge the traditional owners of the lands on which you are all attending the conference today. I pay sincere respects to elders. I particularly pay tribute to those First Nations Australians who have protected country wearing the uniform of our nation. As a current example, soldiers, predominantly Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander soldiers, predominantly part-time soldiers, have been protecting Australia's most porous border with Papua New Guinea. In an operation known to only a few Australians, they have successfully kept COVID-19 out of Australia along this border and have been doing so continuously for 18 months. Their connection to country and their lived expertise benefits Army and benefits the nation. Can I recommend to each of you a story appearing on Landline tomorrow on the ABC from 12:30. This story will feature our First Nations soldiers, our part-time soldiers, and it will highlight the importance of lived expertise amongst them and the significance of protecting country for them. I'll begin today with a story that illustrates just how clever Army is becoming with its part-time force. My first task this year as Director General Reserves Army was to promote a private soldier. Now, I've been privileged in my time to have promoted probably close to 100 private soldiers to the rank of Lance Corporal, a significant promotion. However, this promotion was different. It was not to the rank of Lance Corporal. The infantry private I promoted to captain. At the same moment, he transferred from the part-time force to the full-time force, and from the infantry corps to the engineer corps. On the basis of his civilian qualifications as an engineer, Army reached into its part-time workforce and created for itself a full-time engineer captain. This captain is now deployed in the Southwest Pacific, leading a major defence engineering project, doing great things for one of our neighbours and for our national interest. This is not an isolated example. Across its workforce, Army is looking to innovate and create opportunities for our people. Its part-time workforce is at the heart of this potential and this innovation. I've been asked to speak today about exactly this, current initiatives affecting the part-time Army workforce. Such an exciting topic, and with so much going on. No exclamation mark is required for my topic. I'll tantalise you today with only 6 of the many initiatives, some still in incubation, some hot off the press, some which have been touched on by earlier speakers. I will address the use of CIRCAT 4, the use of SERVOP D, bespoke mid-career entry, the flexible establishments trial, the part-time accelerated training scheme, and the CIRCAT transfer process. Having enthralled you with all that is new and exciting, I'll conclude with 3 fundamentals of part-time participation in Army that have not changed. As you've heard today, there are numerous people initiatives on foot to allow Army to generate and sustain a future workforce that is integrated, both part and full-time, as a component of an effective joint force. You've heard much today already about Australia's changed strategic context. In response, Army has implemented a future-ready workforce portfolio, as mentioned by the Minister this morning. Its aim is to maintain a skilled and ready workforce to help Army maintain a capability advantage against future threats. At the heart of the future-ready workforce is a One Army workforce with a mix of full and part-time members that consistently attracts and keeps the best talent. The use of our total workforce system remains key to how we best use the part-time element of our Army. There are a number of initiatives under the future-ready workforce that I'll highlight. The use of CIRCAT 4. CIRCAT 4 conditions will be trialled to demonstrate if it can provide a viable solution to readiness and preparedness at short notice. CIRCAT 4 affords a contract with the member to assure their notice to move. Army will establish a limited CIRCAT 4 trial to focus on to support the high-risk weather season 21-22. This trial will include a number of part-time soldiers from within the 2nd Division. There is an opportunity to expand the scope of the initial trial to other land combat units in the future. The use of ServOp-D. The collaboration with BHP is the beginning of Army's better use of ServOp-D, which is a dual employment model. Working with industry will afford us the opportunity to grow our part-time workforce and quickly onboard new skilled members. It will also benefit industry by providing their people access to our leadership training and making a valuable contribution to Army. By leveraging these partnerships, we can potentially use the total workforce system to employ these people across both organisations and share talent under a ServOp-D arrangement. Bespoke mid-career entry. As you know, Army employs almost all of its people through ab initio mechanisms. We also know that the current generation of Australia's workforce want many careers. Army is trialling mechanisms to credential people to join directly to corporal through to sergeant or captain major to recognise their industry skills. My opening story is an in-house example of this potential giant leap forward. Flexible establishments trial. Army is now looking at its full-time establishment gap differently. This is the gap between funded establishment and reality. The salary from this gap has been allocated to a select group of units with encouragement to employ part-time soldiers against full-time vacancies. Part-time accredited training system. This initiative seeks to leverage the success of the current gap year program and flexible establishments in retaining trained personnel. Participants would either be directly recruited through DFR or from within the existing pool of Pre-Kapooka 2nd Division soldiers. Participants would commit to 12 months continuous full-time service, during which time they would complete recruit training and IET training alongside their full-time peers. Participants would then have the option of conducting work experience to consolidate their training within their 2nd Division unit at their home location or within a full-time unit. Upon completion of this arrangement, personnel would transfer to CIRCAT 4 or 5 or 7 should vacancies permit. And they may be posted to either their affiliated full-time unit, flexible establishment, or an appropriate 2nd Division unit. Finally, the CIRCAT transfer process. Another area of work to be undertaken includes the further investigation of the CIRCAT transfer process, seeking to simplify and streamline the process. This could manifest through amendments to the delegations held at brigade headquarters or regional career management agency detachments. This policy initiative is intended to align flexible establishment resource delegations and CIRCAT transfer delegations to maximise responsiveness and flexibility of the system. Now, Army will continue to assess these policy initiatives. I caveat that importantly, no single future-ready workforce initiative will guarantee or assure Army is future-ready. Likewise, some of the identified initiatives may not be developed once a trial is concluded or further analysis is undertaken. Let me be candid. There are concerns surrounding the challenges of managing a multi-CIRCAT workforce in an even more integrated fashion. These concerns manifest across numerous future-ready workforce initiatives. The ability to generate enhanced capability through a truly integrated workforce will present challenges and opportunities, many of which are currently unknown or at least untested. I've addressed 6 initiatives and changes that are underway that should enhance the use of the part-time force as part of the total workforce. I'll now conclude with three fundamentals of part-time participation in Army that have not changed. First, we must maintain close connection with our part-time members and make it easy for them to increase or decrease their level of service to support their life commitments. We must value their service, however they can give it. We must remain the flexible employer. Second, we must maintain connection with their civilian employers, extolling the benefits they derive from allowing their people to serve part-time with our Army. Third, the opportunity to serve on operations is a key motivator for most part-time members. Operations include domestic operations and offshore operations. Key to this capability, in my view, is maintaining the existing strong partnerships between full-time and part-time units and formations. It is hoped that a combination of initiatives I've outlined this afternoon and many others I haven't mentioned, implemented, evaluated and adjusted regularly, employed flexibly and with the authorities and delegations at the appropriate level, will enable our Army to truly leverage the great capabilities of the part-time workforce. These initiatives seek to provide the flexibility required to meet the demands of the future workforce and provide options for the individual and for Army to exploit. Army's future-ready workforce will enable more flexible options to move between patterns of service, to provide Army with more people and more teams for more missions more often. I very much look forward to participating in the open forum.